The first mention of Ystad is in 1244 when King Eric and his brother Abel visited the city, though it's likely that a fishing village had been founded in the port in the 50 years or so beforehand, after the Danish conquest of the southern Baltic coast under Absalon, Bishop of Roskilde and Archbishop of Lund, brought peace to this part of Scandinavia. With the emergence of the German Hanseatic League around the same time, the herring trade became an important economy across this part of the Baltic and likely led to the creation of the port. The mid-13th century also saw the establishment of both St Mary's Church and the Franciscan or Greyfriars Monastery in the town. A charter of 1599 gave the town the right to export oxen. In 1658, Ystad, along the rest of Skåne county, Scania in English, as in the truck and bus manufacture originally from the region, was transferred from Denmark to Sweden as part of the Treaty of Roskilde. By the end of the 19th century, the town had a railway connection and was established as a garrison town. After World War II, the port was developed to start ferry services to Bornholm in Denmark and Świnoujście in Poland. The church of St Mary's, or Sankta Kyrka, was first consecrated in the 13th century as a Romanesque basilica, but a storm on the 20th of April 1648 caused the tower to collapse, taking the western part of the church with it. Just 2 years later, a new transept had been completed, but in the Renaissance style rather than the original Romanesque style. Whilst the transept was constructed quickly, the tower wouldn't be completed until the end of the century. In the 1830s, extensive changes are made to the building, with larger windows installed and exterior buttresses added. In 1886, further changes are made to the interior of the church, with a new concrete floor laid, the old pews were removed, along with much of the church's decoration. Between 1923 and 1925, extensive renovations unpicked much of the work that had been carried out less than 40 years earlier, with the tombstones and epitaphs that had been removed from the church floor returned to where they had previously been. There are now about 40 tombstones on the church floor, mostly dating to the 17th and 18th century. The pulpit is regarded to be one of the finest pieces of Baroque work in Skåne. It was added between 1626 and 1631 and is made from limestone with a wooden canopy. Whilst the rear of the church sits on the Stopover, the area in front of the church is its own separate square in the Kyrkoplan. The centre of town includes a number of small passageways and alleyways, many of them converging on the Klostret I Ystad, or the Greyfriars Monastery. The Franciscan monastery was founded in 1267 and is one of the oldest and best preserved monastic sites in Sweden. The monastery was set up within 50 years of the order being founded by Francis of Assisi. Founding of the Ystad Monastery was funded by a knight named Holger and his wife Katrina, who donated a considerable sum of money and the plot of land on which the buildings were constructed. Whilst construction started in the 13th century, it wouldn't be until the 16th century that the complex would be completed, with the church and the three wings of the courtyard being the first elements to be constructed. Building work only stopped because the Greyfriars were driven away from the monastery as part of the Reformation in 1532. The eastern wing of the monastery was preserved for use as a hospital, but the northern and western wings were demolished. The remaining building served as a hospital until 1777, when a crown distillery was established on the site. The building had fallen into disrepair when it was finally purchased by the town in 1876, who then set about a lengthy restoration and renovation of the site that wasn't completed until 1912, at which point it reopened as the City History Museum. Other notable attractions in the town include the new town hall in the Torre, which has been the home of the town hall since October 1921. The railway station was originally opened in 1865, though the Grand Station building is now restaurants, and the B&B with a much simpler station having been created on the town side of the tracks next to the bus station. Beyond the station is the harbour, which is looked over by the Ystad Fyr.